They're never gonna let us come back here again, are they, Aaron?
Probably not.
Hey there, thanks for turning down my road. If this is your first time here, my name's Carl. My little brother and I both work for local farmers full time, but we both also farm together with our cattle herd and our hay operation. Everybody's involved, from the smallest to the biggest. If you don't have the joy of farming yourself, I'd love to help you experience it through this channel. Whatever your background, you found the right place. This is Dodge Brothers Farm and Ranch. Guys, we are just about to get to drive these planters out here. I'm really excited about this. And Alex is out here trying to get ran over, taking his GoPro off the planter while it's moving. They're never gonna let us come back here again, are they, Aaron?
Probably not.
You guys, I'm just about to run this Fendt Momentum planter. We're just getting ready to throw some GoPros on here so we can get some sweet footage for you guys. All right, I am in the Fendt with Nathan from Precision, and he's gonna show me how to run the Fendt Momentum planter. I'm pretty excited. So the Fendt Vario tractor, I have driven one of these before. Is this one set up with just go and end?
We're gonna do go for the auto steer, and then you're gonna lift lower with this remote.
So do I need to step on the brake first or anything? Oh, I need to pull
push
that little trigger.
Yep, push the little safety and away we go.
So the go is gonna acquire the line?
Yes.
Okay. Is everything set up to automatically plant as soon as I put it down?
We are, yes.
Okay.
We've got V-Drive, Delta Force, Speed Tube. It's got nitrogen running through our V-Apply HD control with dual band conceal. So that's running a knife through the gauge wheel, and then you've got a band of nitrogen on either side of the furrow. And then it's got automated furrow force closing system as well.
Probably want to make sure we don't run over another planter.
That'd be ideal.
We just swing around and go back on the next line then, is that all right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll wait for this guy though. And
We've got the lines set 10 feet apart, so we should be fine, that we should not have a collision.
okay, so we are automating furrow force here,
Yep.
and we are automating our application as well. And I need to get out of the next planter's way here. Let's go. So click the trigger and away we go, and then just acquire the next line.
Yep, go ahead and hit the go. It should acquire the line for you.
So now we'll set it down, just push the down button. Down goes the planter. And we're gonna go fast this time because that's what I was most excited about doing. I wanted to try to go high-speed planting.
So I think your actual ground speed is 7.5 there. Go ahead and kick it up.
So we're gonna go up to, I wanna go up to about 10. So there's 9.6, that's good enough.
Every system is doing its job there.
I mean, I know it looks like I'm bumping around a lot in here, but it's actually a really good ride. You want me to make one more round here?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to.
I certainly do. So we'll just turn around. And then, this is the way I turn around with the John Deere at home. I just basically let it turn itself around, and then when I get to about here, I hit go, and it should acquire the line by now, right?
Yep.
That is slick. Put the planter down. So it throws me off that the whole bar, that it's just the bar on the back that goes down, that this has a frame on the front, because we have a 1770 John Deere.
Yeah.
And everything goes up and down together on that. Okay, so I'm used to planting at 5. Let's see what that feels like.
It's gonna feel slow after doing 9. We're down to 5
Okay,
and a half.
this is, here we go. This is my planter speed at home. Nathan, we're never gonna get back to the starting line.
Rain's coming, we better hurry.
Yeah, we're driving 5 miles an hour with speed tube, but I mean, that's the brilliant thing of it, is that it really doesn't matter.
The speed tube is really about controlling that seed drop so that despite the row units having a worse ride at a faster speed, that seed is gonna maintain its spacing by going through the speed tube, and you're gonna get good infield spacing.
This is just really fun. I think we got enough planters here. We could plant this whole field in about 2 minutes or 3.
I think so, yeah.
I can't believe how easily you can get used to going fast.
Yeah, when you first think of going 10, it's like, man, there's no way. And I would say, you know, a majority of growers don't end up at 10 with their field conditions, but certainly going 7.5 like we are now doesn't feel fast anymore.
So I just hopped on this tram and I literally have no idea where we're going or what we're doing, but I trust most of these people, so I guess it's gonna be fine. Do you know where we're going?
I'm gonna look at some plots of some sort, I think.
All right. I'm actually pretty shocked at the number of different trials going on all at once right now at the PTI farm. I think if there's anything that you can think of to try, they are currently trying it. Right now we're on our way to a presentation about how to create the perfect furrow.
So now let's think through that a bit. We know that microbial activity is going to start to kick in around 60 degrees. So once we get 60 degrees, we get moisture and we have food.
If we start at the toolbar and work our way back, we'll just go through some of the maintenance here, and you guys can point out things that you like or things that, you know, tips, tricks, whatever it may be as we go, okay?
Come on up wherever you're at and start shouting out measurements of the trench in front of you.
What's our depth on this one?
Yeah.
What we want to be careful with, just like Justin said, is I think, and I've been as guilty as any, is we've maybe put in growers' heads in the past is, well, I want as little weight as possible on that gauge wheel just to stay at depth. We got to be really careful with that. That is not correct in all situations. Notice, is this open?
Yeah, like a Tootsie Roll over your furrow.
Yeah, it's a little bit compact. We don't like that. But when I start to look back here, what's my problem?
There's no integrity to that.
There's no integrity to that. So now my concern becomes, is my moisture consistent there or not? So I think about it a little bit like this. I need some firming force to hold that trench open to keep dry soil on top, moisture underneath, and to try to reset that profile so that I get a consistent emergence up and out. So what you can do, the poor man's way of doing this, is to go out, just like I did, and look between the gauge wheel and the closing system, and make sure you like what you see. If you see this, what are you probably going to do? Back off just a little. Bump it back 10, 20 pounds. Run a little farther. Do you like it better? If you do, leave it set there. The end game is something that looks like this. I've got the right depth, width. I've got furrow integrity. Does it collapse? Nope, not there. Okay, so maybe I don't like that quite as much, but I can come in here and this looks pretty good. And I can start to give myself a little bit better adjustment. That's a part of the moisture puzzle. The next piece then is going to be temperature. I'm gonna move that out of the way. What is it right here?
98.
What's my change? I don't do math in front of a group.
17.
Thank you. Yeah, I just don't do math in front of a group. You do it wrong every time. 17 degrees difference. So the row cleaner is engaged. It disengages for a moment. What happens to these two seeds?
They're slower to come.
They might be a little slower. So did I just help or hurt my emergence? It might be fine, but I left a lot more possibility that it's going to lag or it's going to be different coming up. So think about temperature there. Think about it here. Think about it in here. So what could we adjust on this?
After we got done with our morning session, one of the really cool things we got to do was a live broadcast with myself and Alex Rush and Aaron Holbert. We had a great time. If you didn't get a chance to see it, I will link to it in the description of this video. But here's just a little snippet from that live stream that we did. And start with you, Aaron. You want to introduce yourself and say where you're from and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Erin Holbert. I live in West Central Indiana where I farm with my dad and I have a YouTube channel.
I am Alex Rush. I'm from Vincennes, Indiana. I farm with my family in I have a YouTube channel too.
And I'm Carl Dodge, and I'm from Eastern Iowa, and I just learned how to say Alex's last name yesterday, even though I've known him for 2 years. I've always said Rush, and he's like, it's Rush. He was very nice about it, but oh well. I am from Eastern Iowa. I farm as an employee. I actually work for a corn and soybean farm. So we just got done with the live stream, and so now we just kind of took a Polaris Ranger, and we're following the Tram, trying to catch up to the Agronomy Tour. Should we pass them?
Yes, for sure.
I don't know where they're going though.
Neither. We're going back to the hotel.
I think we should go to Wally's and get some doggone beef jerky. Well, we're definitely not getting invited back, are we, Alex? We just broke that Polaris Ranger. Well, we finally caught up to the Agronomy Tour on foot and hitched a ride on the Tram, and it was amazing. This man really, really knows his stuff. He's the guy that's in charge of putting together all the different trials out here, and we learned so much about tillage, fertility, where to put your nutrients to make the most out of them. And a lot of people I know assume that this is just an in-person infomercial for precision planting parts, but we honestly spent more time talking about things that have literally nothing to do with planter parts. For instance, this trial of a strip till operation with dry fertilizer.
And so now we get rid of the ammonia, and I just run this, the strips for tillage and dry fertilizer in the strip. I get done harvesting this corn, and I can come in the next hour and put my strips in. If it's fit, I want to go. And when I say it's fit, that's when we're going to do two things. We're going to get good heave. We're going to get good lift and fracture from this shank that's going 10 inches deep. 10 inches deep. And when we do that, we will make a strip wide enough. Guys, when I make this strip, what else am I going to do after this until I plant? Nothing. After this comes in a planter. And so this strip that I make, the planter row unit, has got to fit. This strip has got to be wide enough so the planter can set on it. And when I say wide enough, what do I mean by that? Your gauge wheels of the planter, outside to outside, needs to fit right on this strip. If I can do a good job with tillage, the next aspect is fertilizer in a band. Is that better than spinning or slinging dry fertilizer on? Let me show you what we're doing here. This is all strip till. This is just banded. This is broadcast. And there was a 17.6 bushel advantage for having the fertilizer in the strips. Take the cost of the programs times the price of corn, and this advantage of banding in the strip was a net advantage of $52.30. Guys and gals, this farm is designed to find ways to make another $50 per acre on our farms. This is the first one I'm going to show you today, right here, just how we put fertilizer on is an additional $50 a the acre. That's a win, and it wasn't hard to do. Number of nodes. How many nodes should soybeans have? You guys all know what a node is? A node is where you have a flower and where you'll set a pod cluster, right? How many nodes should you have on soybeans?
This is our new best friend, Kate. She makes sure we have everything we need. She takes such good care of us. She's getting us ice cream, and she's going to let Aaron drive another tractor after hours. Look at her go. That's Aaron Holbert in that big rig. So what we're looking at here are some row units from multiple different planter manufacturers. I'd be interested to see if you can pick out what manufacturer each one of these row units is from. But what they've done here is painted all of the original manufacturer's equipment white, and then everything that's not white on these row units came from Precision Planting. Do you know what one this is? Can you identify the white parts of this planter? What about this one? And then what about number 4? Who knows what brand this planter used to be? If you know, drop them in the comments. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, as I'm sure you can tell, Alex and Aaron and myself had a blast at our visit to the PTI farm. We all learned a ton of stuff. I wish I could sit here and tell you everything that I learned. One thing that I did learn that I'm going to be able to apply immediately next year when I plant is I am not probably running enough down pressure on my row units, probably 50% of the time. When I get into really dry soils, I have been guilty of just trying to shoot for as close to 0 extra weight on the gauge wheels as possible. But now I'm starting to rethink that I need to, in drier conditions, put down a little more force on those gauge wheels to firm up that furrow and keep it from collapsing before the seed gets deposited and then closed up properly by the closing system. So just little things like that, things that you can take home immediately and start to use to do a better job. I think we really should be striving to get better and get smarter every single season. If you want to go to the PTI farm yourself, just go to precisionplanting.com. You can get signed up and you can experience everything that we got to. Well, you probably won't do a live stream broadcast. If you want to see that, I'll put the link right down here in the description where you can watch the entire live stream from beginning to end. We answered a lot of viewer questions and it was a lot of fun. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of different than normal. Get out of here, fly. Jeez Louise, thanks for hanging out today. I'll see you next time.